Hello, it's Kim, and it is February 1st, 2025. Probably technically officially getting into, Imbolc or Bridget's Day, or I'm sure there's a multitude. I enjoy the groundhog, I admit, although no one's allowed to drop Phil this year. That was bad news. I have to put that caveat on there because I was like, that was bad. That's how you know, country is having some issues. But we'll look to Roundhog Puxatini Phil to fulfill our manifest destiny. I mean, at this point, I cling to hope that at least the furry creatures will save us. You never know. You never know. Now, today's cards I have already pulled. I'm gonna not in the hostile location, but I'm also not in the best location to be doing this. I just I could not be at the house. I just couldn't be. I'm in West Virginia right now, but I just couldn't just stay there. It's weird. I don't know. I had an itch to go. All right, this is Love Who You Are. And I I will be using this deck more. I don't know why I haven't. Things live in my car and then I put them and I've been stacking them in between different places, trying to save them from toxic dust. But I have to say, I really like it. I like the cards that we got. I was happily yesed, by these cards. Okay, so I want that out there, and then before I drop everything. And the Darkwood Tarot is one of my favorites. So if you've been watching for a long time, this is the thing. And I pretty much always, if it's not the Darkwood Tarot, it's like one that's very similar that I do for my private readings as well. Um, private readings pay for the archaeology lab, despite the archaeological lab not publicly identifying that the metaphysical is paying for little things, trash bags, and bigger things. Gonna be bringing in a scale on Tuesday. Tarot's bringing it back. There's always, if I can buy it, right, then they can do more testing. So why not? I'd do this for free if I could. Well, this I technically do for free, but with private readings, it's you might as well really try to subsidize uh the projects and the people. I have to say I love them. The lab has become my family. So do I want them to have fresh pencils? Yes, I do. It helps me out when I have to read it or keep going on their logging and going, what was that last number? So I guess my whole roundabout thing is not an advertisement, but it is a call to action. And not for archaeology either. Just if there's something that you can do, a cause that you believe in, you don't have to, use your own money to do it if you have none. Okay? I don't use much of my own money except for gas and going, to the different places and my own water bottles. And that's yes, okay. But personal equipment. But the other stuff is pretty much, provided for. And I'm given an experience and an interaction with people that changed my life. And that is a gift. So if we can give that sort of gift back to whatever way that we can, I think that is a call. Mm, there will be other videos to really get into the messiness of life. But one of my books was finally taken. It was my thesis, and it pains me that at this time it's relevant again. And it's all about World War II, the Holocaust, and all the mixed feelings in the present and the past and what goes on. And so the fact that we're dealing with fascism is not a new concept, but the fact that, suddenly my book is more relevant is is dark and sad. And I hope that we are just love and that our love just burns away as much as we can of any discord. I'll leave it there. Okay, Darkwood. We're gonna start here. Probably gonna flip back and forth because it could get a little intense. I'm gonna try to keep this so that it's both, stays and also is not completely in the sun. All right. It had a very specific end and a specific beginning, and the other cards are kind of nebulous. But I wanna find the card that begins. That'd be nice, right? Okay. The Nine of Swords. If I can get it. It is hopping out, right? Nose upright. Let me get it so it's out of the sun. All right. Those swords are there. A lot of them are psychological. Okay. They're stacked up to defend, but they're, swords are of the intellect, of the mind, and they can be used good and bad. They can be used against us, into like as ourselves, like against ourselves, and that is painful, right? Excuse me, my nose, I don't have Allegrity today. And so all those swords are piercing, not necessarily our body, but our energy and our mind. All those what ifs, all those are they coming for me? Any type of paranoia, any type of, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have these feelings. Is that what I'm saying? I am saying they cannot rule you. If they rule you, you sort of already lost your own battle in the battle of the self. Okay, so we start here. It says a slave to mental agony, obsessive compulsive thinking, wakefulness and distress, anxiety over self worth, guilt and shame over who you are, feeling like a failure, worry and stress. And yes, that is what I feel. So I usually don't read the shadow when it's not inverted. Shadow is supposed to be their inversion. But I want to call, at least for like the sentence that comes after, examine the intensity and power of your mind on its darkest night. Most of what occurs in the world has nothing to do with you. Flip your worst case scenario inside out to discover the glittering jewels within. Negative thinking, self blame, and shame feed the ego just as much as an overinflated sense of purpose. It says importance here. So I have a sense of purpose, but that could be for me because, like, I admit that I'm prideful. I admit that I go out and do my thing, right? All right. So their actual thing says sense of importance. All right. And I just want to leave that there, to have that sort of in the background. That's where we start. Anxiety is pretty much it. Agony. And you don't have to be in the United States. This is a personal thing. So it doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to be anything of that nature. It just has to be something that keeps you up at night, you know? And that can be anything. Like I said, it doesn't have to be politics. It can be love, arguments. Self-doubt is always there. And when they compound, that is that Nine of Swords energy, right? So then the next one, hold your horses. I got the Devil. Now, I never take much stock in these in terms of like, oh, the devil, because I don't really believe. But I believe in the uh, iconography of the devil idea that there's a trickster, there's a something that takes us away from our purpose, um, and something that can be malicious. So it was upright. So it says illusion, abusive power, and control. Shadow. addiction, deception and trickery, the heart of the matter. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. The heart of the matter. So if that anxiety was there, what part of that anxiety is the heart of the matter? That is the devil. Shape shifting and trickery. That's the second time trickery is said, and I said it myself as well. That's 2 times. A rip roaring good time. Immediate desires fulfilled at a dangerous cost. At a dangerous cost. And like immediate desires. Like who doesn't want something fast that just makes us have that dopamine rush, right? Caution. And like that's all. It's not meant to like scare anybody. It's just caution. You know? We all love that dope. At least I do. I mean, like, I guess I say we all, and I just assume that everyone does. Am I wrong? I'm trying to like very not subtly go through the book. All right. All right. This is the inverted Queen of Cups. Okay, you can see this inversion. She's considered the empath or empathy in this deck. Okay, and I'm actually going to read both portions, even though we have inverted. I'm going to start with her shadow, and then I think that we will turn it just together as we do this. Overly dramatic, a person who attracts menacing people and situations. A psychic vampire feeding off the energy of others. Passive aggressive behavior, jealous of others' creative talents. Capable of harsh emotional wounds. Addictive personality who is always on to something new to fill the vast hole inside. All right, let's read that again because that really goes, just the last one, which really goes with the heart of the matter, the devil. Addictive personality who's always on to something new to fill the vast hole inside. Vast hole inside. Not able to fill that hole. And why? That's all you need to know is like to really go in and be like, why can't I fill this hole? Well, it's obviously not that simple. It never is. I've been trying to fill myself up with self-love, and I'm like, it doesn't work. This drains away. All my relationships leave. Okay. I mean, maybe there is something else, right? Maybe there is a different devil that I'm not seeing. This is all just observation. So, I think that we need to get to this point. Upright. So we're probably going, woo, active imagination, empathetic qualities, dreamy and love-filled, soft and nurturing, and encouraging and understanding personality, excellent advice. The mother who understands everyone's problems and never takes sides, deep understanding. And I want to say that that does not have to be gender-based. So it doesn't have to be like mother, but sort of like that consoling and energy. So you have the addictive personality that needs to fill themselves. And the problem is that, like, at least personally, when I try to fill myself, it's with other people's love. So I'll be like, oh, I need to help you, and I need to help you, and I need to help you. And then where does that leave you, right? Like, where does that leave me? Depleted, tired, mm, and usually alone. And the thing is, why are we afraid to be alone? We are. At least I am sometimes, most of the time. There's something in society that says I shouldn't be, right? Because, like, witches just happen to be always, like, solo women. Obviously not. That was a total, like, misgendering. No. Pretty much, though. Like, it's always, like, you see, the stereotype as, like, the loner. The lone male witch that is pressed or like that sort of thing. Like it's not like over time, it's not like if you have high ranking people with you and strong social bonds and ties. I just think it's more difficult to blame like something like treachery on you and to fall victim. Does not mean it's not possible, but I also think that we are called to that empathy, get away from that. I'm again, like trying to, I'm sure you hear the shuffle. I don't know what the mic picks up and what it doesn't. I know there's a four of cups in here somewhere. Mm. I have one more probably before the four of cups, and that is the inverted king of wands. Okay. So this is next. So we've really had like a whole like self-care sort of read, right? Which is the dark wood. I mean, that's the tarot, that's what it does. So the shadow is danger abounds in repressed wand energy, explosive energy turned inward. So there's all this inward. We are anxious, we are feeling, pain, and we are doing it to ourselves. Self-destructive tendencies, dictator or authoritarian like control, victimhood, blaming others for personal problems, lack of personal responsibility, a danger to oneself and others. Let emotion pass. Take a breath. Phone a friend. It actually says that. Phone a friend. So, phone a friend. Have that sort of, fill yourself up with love back. So you give it out and you expect it back, but you don't get it back. Right. So then there's all this anxiety. And what do they think of me? And what do they think? Like I said, it doesn't have to be political. And then all those swords, right? That become sort of like the devilish sort of thing. And then really what we're called to do is to get a friend. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Um, some friends in certain seasons are there, and some friends, sort of chill out at other seasons of our life, of the year, of everything. So just know exactly who you need to talk to. Reach out. I'm always available by email or by instant message, depending on where you are and where you see this. All right. Now, this is our final card of this deck. This is the Four of Cups. All right. And it's considered the unexpected gift or the unseen gift. You see that about to be given food. Okay. So emotional stability and the support of others. Again, there's this idea of surrounding it with others, other people. Open your perception, look carefully. What you seek is at hand. The universe is conspiring to help you, even when you lose sight of it. Allow others to help and provide for you when you need it. That is like the biggest lesson of 2024 for me. When I was homeless, I had to let my friends help me. I'm still letting my friends help me through the whole toxic crisis. Um, yeah, that's a whole nother story. Like I almost died last Sunday, right? So it's a journey. Um, so let your friends help. Just accept it. It sucks sometimes, but like you really do need it. You don't have to be like, oh my God, my walls are up. I'm so strong. You do not have to do everything by yourself. And that's what it says. You do not. There's no way that we are all going to survive without help from each other. I mean, we have to bind ourselves together for any type of friendship, love, politics, anything. Um, like that's the nature of what life is like bonds. Some bonds we like feel are like shackles, and some we feel as balm. And like it's trying to figure out, I think that is the biggest anxiety of which one of those for other people we are. At least for me. I never It's difficult because some people will say you're balm for a long time and then suddenly they'll list everything you've ever done to them uh badly, right? And then you're like, so all this time I was just a shackle, which is not true. But that's sort of like what life does, right? It sort of like sends you back and you have to really meditate about it. And like that anxiety doesn't have to rule us. We can push it away and phone a friend and be like, is this person like really like doing this? And then the answer is always like, yes, you can, they can have their feelings, but I mean, you can definitely have yours as well, which leads us to tell shame to suck it. So, no shame. We all feel a little bit of like embarrassment or different things, but there's no reason for us to beat ourselves up so much or to let others beat us up so much that we feel such deep personal shame and trauma. I am going to read this is card number 3. If threes are important, you're too beautiful, too lovely, too worthy to spend any time in shame. Healthy guilt is about recognizing that your actions were not on the mark and could be improved. I understand that. Yes. Do over and do better. There's power in that type of guilt. But shame is an attack on your very essence. It depletes your energy and steals your shine. Stay out of that pit. Find a friend and practice shame resiliency. Again, find a friend, right? Communal. Get vulnerable. It's one of the hardest things you can do, that get vulnerable. But it does help. Get real. Own your original innocence. Shame will send you into hiding. Don't let it. You are a rare bird. You're too cute for that crap. I'll leave that one. All right. 23. Stand tall. Stand firm. Stand. Yeah. Okay. And I like that this is a tree of life sort of image going on as well. Drinking serves no one, especially you. Don't cower or hide when you take a misstep, falter, or fail. Or I'm going to insert this, or when others do. If they come and they attack your beliefs, stand. Release any ideas of perfection or approval. Now is the moment to live your wild, brave truth unapologetically. And when you cause hurt, harm, get accountable. Look the pain full in the face and know it doesn't make you less than. Take action to make amends to yourself or to another because you are bigger than any transgression and can become the agent of change and transformation when you're willing to own it all. So just own your mistakes, pretty much, is a very flowery way of saying own your mistakes. It'll make you stronger. What you're afraid of controls you. But when you become accountable, you become the mistress, Mr. whatever, of your own power. All right, so stand tall. And my final card, which I loved, 18. And this can be your political mantra, it can be your personal mantra, whatever. Okay, this is probably going to be like one of my go-tos. 18. Bring your monster flowers. So that means that devil inside of you or that Nazi that's, in front of you, right? It depends where you are in the world. Whatever causes you to stay in fear is a monster. Could be uncertainty, overwhelm, conflict, new beginnings, risk, other people's approval, the unknown. And we have a lot of unknowns, baby. As long as you remain in fear, the monster has the power. But you become the master when you're able to claim your power back. Befriend uncertainty. Shake hands with the unknown. Give your new beginning a hug. Whatever shape the big scary thing takes, bring that monster some flowers. Make an offering. Now is the time to know on a soul level, you are bigger than any circumstance you will face. And it's said at a soul level. But I really truly believe that it's at a physical level too, the earthly level, whatever you want to call it, a corporal level. We're here whatever your beliefs are, we're here and we're going for it. I mean, like, the choice is what? To not go on forward. And that's unacceptable. Also, being too scared in a bedroom and just like huddling. Just just against our own thoughts. Unacceptable. Go into the sunlight. Even if it's cold. Put on a coat. The sun helps. Alright. Well, happy Imbolc. Happy flowering, everything, okay? And have a wonderful week. Thanks.